Hello friends, I am Jeyan G. This is our channel jeyansocial. If I say the petrol diesel price hiked in India, I am pretty sure that you won't be surprised because this kind of news is not occasional news for us. It is a regular news, so none of them will be surprised. Now we are going to reveal in this video that what is the reason for petrol diesel price hike in India and what are the effect it is going to create in India. Is there any global demand and supply chain which also decide the petrol price hike in India? Let me look into this video. Recently, the OPEC plus countries announced that they are going to reduce the production. So, they are expecting that the rollout of COVID-19 vaccine followed by the increase of consumption rate in the global scenario, which will lead to the more demand in crude oil. Now, the crude oil prices crossed $60 per barrel in February 2021. It is the highest compared to last year. In the last year, these OPEC countries reduced the production because of the effect of COVID-19 pandemic followed by the low demand in the crude oil, because many businesses were shut down and many people put under the lockdown, so there were low economic activities which led to the low demand of crude oil. Now let me see who is deciding globally the price of crude oil. There are 13 countries named as OPEC countries. OPEC means Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries, which is led by Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia globally produces 10% of crude oil, which is the maximum at global level. So these countries deciding regarding to the decision whether to cut the production or increase the production. They are only deciding accordingly only the global supply chain demand increases or decreases. So more than global demand and supply, the OPEC countries mainly play major role in deciding the global crude oil prices. These countries won't shut down entirely their crude oil production immediately. The reason is that once they shut down the crude oil production, any oil field, then to revive or resume this oil field need more time and also need more consumption. So and hence in order to reduce the charges, they try to always reduce the balance of production of oil. These OPEC countries include Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, Iraq, Angola, Libya, Nigeria, and Venezuela. These countries also have regular their customer countries to buy their products, so they also don't want to lose their consumer in the global market. Recently in 2016, the OPEC countries along with Russia and other major oil exporting countries also formed OPEC plus countries. They also take decision regarding the production cut and production increase. As a result of COVID-19 pandemic, the global crude oil production has reduced to the minimum level in April 2020, but after revival of economy and started the using of vaccination program in many countries, the crude oil production also increased. But at the same time, in recent time, these OPEC countries also decided to reduce the crude oil production in order to expecting more demand in the crude oil because of the global vaccination program and the revival of economy. During the pandemic time, the West Texas intermediate crude oil prices also went below the zero price level. There are two global crude oil benchmark prices. The first one is Brent benchmark price. Here the oil fields which are located in and around of North Sea will be covered. The oil which are produced in this location used to be little heavier and also the sulfur content is 0.37%. The oil field since located in seashore area, it is very easy for the countries to ship to other countries, and also the transportation cost for this shipment is also low. But in the case of the West Texas immediate benchmark price, here the oil field which are located in America will be covered. Here the crude oil produced used to be slightly softer and slightly sweet in tastier. Then the sulfur content in this crude oil used to be little lower, that is 0.24%. But the oil field which are located here in landlocked area, so shifting and also exporting to other countries will cost consuming and very challenging. In India, when the oil prices at global level increases, it heavily affects Indian economy. For instance, even a $1 increase per barrel for oil, then the exchequers additionally need to pay $1.6 billion per year to buy the crude oil. India is importing about 80% of crude oil from other countries, which is mainly the Brent crude oil from OPEC countries. So the change in Brent crude oil benchmark price will affect India. India's fiscal deficit also increases when the global crude oil prices increases, because the expenditure India need to spend for importing will higher than the India get revenue for exporting. When the global oil prices increases, it will increases the inflation in India. The reason is that the product that we are buying come from different location through vehicles. So the transportation charges increases and hence the price of the products also increases. We are also using different vehicles for moving different places. So the consumption of our oil prices will increase, which will lead to more spending on our day-to-day activities, and hence the Monetary Policy Committee will control the inflation by using reverse repo rate, these kind of tools. So as a result of that, the tax collection to the central government will reduce. The central government already burdened with the sharing of GST to the state government. So the state government getting central government portion also reduce. As a result of that, spending on good economic activity programs will reduce. So it will have many impact in Indian economy if the global oil prices increased. At the same time, there are few positive outcomes from the global oil price hike also. For instance, there are many people from India are working in Gulf countries, so the remittances they send to India will increase. The foreign player, those who invest in Indian oil field also increase. The Indian government already have a plan of disinvest Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. So the shares in this oil field when get increased, the government will get benefit. Okay friends, what do you think about this video? Do you think that the continuous price hike of petrol and diesel products in India is not only the result of global crude oil price hike, but also the Indian government is taxing heavily compared to our neighbor countries on petrol and diesel? For instance, India is charging about 60% of VAT and excise duty on petrol and diesel. And also, what do you think about the best solution to protect the poor people from the price hike of petrol and diesel? Shall we give about 10 to 20 liters of petrol or diesel to the poor people through ration and tax heavily on people, those who are consuming more than the specified limit of petrol and diesel for their private use? Give your opinion in our comment section. We shall meet again in our next discussion. Until then, take care. Love you all. Bye bye.